it's Anja here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today I am here with an update and a tutorial on my scrap blanket. You see, I posted a couple of weeks ago that I was making this scrap blanket. Yes, that's very well, but what I didn't do was actually show you what the pattern or what my idea of pattern was. So just to say, yes, I have worked a bit more on my blanket. Like I say, it's a scrap blanket, so I work on it as and when. I still have a bag with quite a few bits on, so when I feel like it. See, the other day I felt like it, so I did 3 more rows or something, so you know, something like that. And that's what it's for using up my scraps, but I do want it finished before the winter because I want to start using it. It's about 75 centimeters long now, and it's the size of, or the width of, a single bed, so it'll be good for me to use. Now, the way I did this, it's obviously granny clusters, and I chained, to start with, I chained 198 chains. So I did 198 chains, and then I did a row of single crochets all along, just to, I don't know, just to reinforce it really, so that I didn't have to sort of start on the chain. So without further ado, let me show you here. So to get started, you're going to do a slip knot. This is how I do my slip knot. You hold your wool like this, roll it round your fingers twice, then bring the back to the front, the back to the front, and pull up the back. And that gives you a slip knot. I then tighten it around my hook and off we go. I'm using a 4mm hook, and I am going to do a chain of 198. Now I am going to do, for the purposes of the video, I'm only going to do one that's 30 chains long. I have done a chain of 30 just so that I could show you, okay? So this, you're going to have to imagine, is a chain of 198. And what you do then, when you've chained 198, you chain one more, and you go into that 198th chain, so not the one that you've just done. You skip that, you go into that one, and you do a single crochet. So I use American terms. So American terms, this is a single crochet. In the UK, this is a double crochet. And you'll go all the way to the end doing single crochets. Now the way to pick up your V here is to go into there. I sort of have this location sort of pre-programmed in my brain almost. Okay, just let me show you. It's this bit here. That's where I go in, at the bottom of the V almost. And you'll do 198 single crochets. Okay, and I will see you when I have done my 30 and you have done your 198. So I have now done my 30 single crochets, or you have done your 198 single crochets. And we are now going to start the granny clusters. So we are going to chain up 1, 2, then I turn my work like so, and I am going to do another double crochet into the base of that chain 2, so into that first stitch. So this is my beginner cluster. I have a beginner cluster and an ending cluster. They are different. The beginning cluster is 2 double crochets. Okay, so now you're going to skip 2 stitches and this is where we are going to start. In the third stitch here, you are going to do a granny cluster. Now a granny cluster is 3 double crochets in the same stitch. So that is what I call a granny cluster. Again, 2 stitches to skip, and we are going to yarn over, insert into the third stitch, bring up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops, and that is your next granny cluster. And this is how you're going to continue skipping 2 stitches, working in the third stitch, doing your granny clusters, and you are going to work all the way to the end of your round, of your row, I should say. So I have now come to the end of my row. I have 2 stitches left, and I am going to do a double crochet in the last stitch. There we go. So this is my ending cluster. So really it's not a cluster. So what you do is you start with 2 double crochets, you do your clusters, and you finish with 1 double crochet. Then you chain up, you turn, and you do a double crochet there. So you have your 2 double crochets to start with again, and then here on top of this chain you will do your last double crochet, your single one. Let me just show you. And from now on we are just going to put our granny clusters in between the granny clusters of the last row. So there's no looking for stitches, there's no trying to get under the V's, it is just going into the holes that are created by the clusters of the previous row. So you just go in and do your clusters like so. So I'm now at the end of my second row, and I've done my granny cluster in that last opening here. I then have 1 stitch here and the top of that chain there, so I just place another double crochet in the top of that chain, or even in between if I can't manage to get in. And then same thing again, you do your chains to turn and you do a second double crochet in that opening, and off you go. So you always start with 2 double crochets and you always finish with 1 double crochet. Now if you want to change colors, obviously go back 1 step, find your next wool, put it round your hook and pull it through as if you were using the previous color. Then all you do is the same thing, and you have changed color. And off you go again. Obviously I have changed colours in every row, so I have just chosen any colour that I had, which was just the closest to me. Obviously you can do whatever you want, however you want to change colours. You don't have to change colours, you can change colours every 5 rows, every 10 rows. I changed colour every row because that's what I wanted to do. And yeah, I hope that this will give you an idea of how I am going to do this blanket, or how I am doing it. I will show you the border as well, but obviously that's not where we're at just yet. So thank you for watching.